good, everybody? Foco, right on time. Matt Serger, what's going on, everybody? What's up? What's up, Andy? How you doing? Got my background music. I don't have a very stable phone holder tonight, so you may get a couple falls here. Sorry, guys. Where's my tub? Our guest is on here. See you there. Let me get everybody on here. I got my royalty-free music coming on, so. Yeah, it was good. Feel it, feel it. I got the Caribbean vibe. Feel it, feel it.
Hey, hey, hey.
Yeah, I'm
What's
fading out.
good?
Here we go. Let me get Mark on here. What's good? What's good?
Hey, another beautiful, blessed day. Watching this game, man.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I'm in San Diego on vacation, and I haven't watched the game at all.
Really? Really? Holy hell. Yeah, what's good, guys? Andy, Foco, Halo Daddy, 713, Tico. Sniper, what's going on? Grubby, good to see you, bro. KG Solo, man, was popping, man.
What's good?
Holy
What's good?
hell. Good to see you
Get
guys. Good to
Mark
see you guys. Yeah, let's get him on. Let's get him on.
I'm trying. He doesn't want to take my invitation, or he doesn't want. He sent me an invite too, but no.
I don't
What's
know if
good?
he likes you here, man.
Am I look all right or what?
Oh, you look great. You look good. You look good. You look good.
Cool, cool.
What
Yeah,
took
what's
so
good?
long for you to accept my invitation?
I didn't want your invitation. I wanted to invite you. That's how I felt today.
Ooh.
I appreciate that. Thank you. You look so relaxed. Vacation mode, Rob.
Yeah, so I've downsized. I downsized quite a bit. That's my display right there.
That's awesome. Wait, Fu, you haven't been watching the game?
I'm watching it right now.
Did you see your boy? Did you see your boy get his tits
Man,
ripped?
come on. Really? You going to bring that up right now?
I was wondering because Paul Blackburn came in, shut down inning. If Ramirez handles his business at third, it's a 1-2-3 inning. Just
Come on, my boy.
Uh-oh.
Come
Mike didn't
on, man.
we're live. But Mike, 7 o'clock, bro. 10 o'clock your time. Every time, man. Every time.
Yes, sir.
Bottom of the fifth, dude, we got competition, bro. What's up with that? They got a tight game, and it's bottom of the fifth. That's not cool.
Yeah. Yo,
Hey, I want
Quinn
to. I'm hoping for an extra inning tie or a tie at the end. You guys see the format for extra innings in this?
A home run derby, right?
So if it's tied after 9, the American League and the National League each select 3 players that get 3 swings each, and that's how they try and end the thing.
Yeah. Sounds
awesome.
like it. Hopefully we end it in a tie.
Hopefully they don't put Gosselin in. Well, hopefully they do. Put Gosselin in to pitch.
You better stop, bro. You better stop. You better stop, bro. Come on, man. Such a hater, bro.
So what's like for you boys? I've been on vacation, dude. I don't know. I'm just living it
Well,
up.
I got to see your pretty face in person finally, man. So that was a treat.
How about that, dude?
Yeah, that was awesome. I'm kind of sad Mark wasn't with you. I thought you were going to surprise me and bring him along with you, bro.
Thanks for the invite, guys.
I should have snuck him in there and just
got him. He had a bunch of room in the back of your truck, bro. You should just toss that food in there.
I pulled around the corner and Foo was like, yeah, is that your big-ass truck coming around the corner?
That's awesome.
Freaking monster truck Rob, bro. Jesus Christ.
What a cattle truck right now, dude.
I didn't even know.
So
yeah, no, man.
What's been going on? What do you guys got? Anything mail? What? What's been good? What's been good?
A bunch, man. Those mini Fernies, fuck. I don't even know where I left it. I left one out there. But yeah, those mini Fernando and Escuela ones over at the convention center, which is dope. That was fun. You came over with some treats,
that's right.
Which is dope. Yeah, you showed love, bro, and I appreciate you, man. Thank you so damn much for everything that you came through with.
Of course, man. But Fernando's. So what's the story on that? You guys are telling me.
So at the convention center, they were giving away 3,000 mini Fernando Valenzuela bobble. Oh, you know what? I have one back here. They're mini Fernando Valenzuela bobbleheads. that I guess were produced by Foco. 6,000 were made, from what I saw on the pictures from Dodger historian Frank Bravo. But only 3,000 were given away at the convention center. So there's an extra 3,000 somewhere out there, man. But yeah, it was cool.
No
So a
plan.
lot of people, was that?
There's no plan for him right now. The other 3,000.
No, no, there's no plan. Not that I've seen. But
That's
the cool thing about it is that like people were just like giving up the bobblehead just because, which is insane. People didn't know what they had in their hand, and I mean they're like non-Dodger fans, so they didn't care for it, and they're like, oh yeah, just whatever. I don't need it, and I saw a lot of people with bagfuls of them. I mean, I walked out with 12, so which was pretty
like
cool. Yeah, yeah.
like they just you just grabbing them or what? I don't know
I
how.
mean, it was me, and my kids, and then people were giving them to my kids, and so yeah, it was cool, man. It was cool.
You see what Foco just said there? They said MLB gives them away. We make them. So we do it every year. I didn't know that. I didn't know that at all. So I've been to an all.
That's cool.
That's tight.
Yeah, so it's a good little bobblehead to have. It's actually smaller than the minis that Foco made for
Damn.
the yeah. I compared it in size. It's like it's a little smaller. Like not like it's not a huge difference, but you can tell. For someone that collects bobbleheads, it's relatively small, man. So which is cool. It's like it's different. You never see something like that, and just being able to kind of walk in and see that these bobbleheads are being given away. And people were just like, whatever's about it, it's like, damn, it's crazy. And then when you actually have it in hand and you take photos with them and all that stuff, they're beautiful, bro.
Can I have one?
Uh,
Yeah,
yeah.
of course. Absolutely. You want
Hey,
one?
Yeah, I'd like a little Fernando in my life.
Yeah, absolutely, bro.
It can go with
If you
my
guys want
flag.
one, let me know. Let me know
It can go with my new
before I
flag.
get rid of them.
hey, I serious no. We have something serious to talk about. Um, one of our co-hosts here his house was vandalized. Uh, I don't mean to bring it like really quiet and really serious right at the moment, but it was vandalized over the weekend. And I know what's going on. I understand that the show's getting really big. We have like 30, 40 viewers at a time at times. And we all have, we're just we're just normal people just trying to live our normal lives. And um, we have some suspects and stuff. But I wanted to say, Mark, I'm so sorry for what happened to you.
I appreciate that. I mean, I've got a family
I
here.
don't think your
I've
house
got a
was
dog.
vandalized, bro.
I've got a son. I've got a collection, and it's hard to go to work and not worry about what's going to happen during the day when you're gone. It's
I,
really concerning.
I think we all feel a little bit unsettled, a little uneasy at the moment.
I don't. I
I
don't think your house was vandalized, bro. I think it added value to your house, bro.
I don't know, man.
It's messed up, bro.
It was cameras caught vandals in the thing, and just I don't
You
know.
mean artists? You mean people that want to add value to a home? Is what you mean?
And I noticed Toasty was being very very in the chat here today, was very outgoing to Mark, and I don't know. I don't know what to say. I'm so sorry, Mark. I'm so sorry.
Shady ass Toasty. I mean, he's suspect number one, if you ask me.
Can you let us know what happened though?
Yeah, I can. It was Friday.
It's
I was working.
hard to talk
I
about.
was I was working. I was working remote, but I was working at my parents' house that day, and I got a notification from my camera that there was motion in front. I check it usually, but more often than not, it's a big cat or the mailman. And this time it was a a prowler. I could see it going on the side of my home, right on the property line. Looking at the camera, he knew it was there. And I just gotten Hudson a basketball hoop for his birthday, and the perpetrator walks away to the left, and then I see from the hoop, I could see something like hanging and blowing in the wind a little bit. So I called my neighbor. I said, "Listen, please don't go out there. I don't know what's going on. I don't want you to get caught in any crossfire, perhaps. But do you see anything suspicious?" And she said, "Yeah, there's a hairy little guy running away from your house right now." And I said, "Do you think I should call the police?" And she says, give me a minute. I'll go over. And then she texted me back. She says, don't worry, it's just one of your flags. I said, what do you mean one of my flags? She says, one of your sports team's flags. And I'm like, is it green and yellow, the A's flag I fly? She sent me a picture. It was a Dodgers flag.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Very, it's very unsettling.
I'm so I know you would help in some way, reach out and try to help us solve this. I would appreciate it.
What do you mean? Wait, neighbor said hello to me. I knew it was you. I knew it was Toasty.
What?
Neighbor said hello to me.
Wow.
She's blind. She's blind. She just goes off. She can pick up really strong odors. That's unbelievable.
Hey,
I knew it was you.
He smells really good. He smells like a Dodgers fan. I get it.
He asked if I needed a hot tub or a fireplace installed at the same time while he was there.
Look at it. Now it's Nick Carbs. It was me. Now everyone's giving themselves up. Who was it? Now the case grows.
What did Huddy say when he saw it?
Well, so I told Hudson about it. Speak of the devil. And we decided that was a good night to go to the store, get some graham crackers, chocolate, and marshmallows, and have some s'mores. Oh, look, even my sister is saying it was her. That's unbelievable. So yeah, we had a nice little fire that night out by the fire pit and toasted some s'mores, and shit happens sometimes. Sorry,
bro. Let me find out. Hey, so what did Huddy say when he first saw it though?
What'd you think of that flag?
I didn't like it.
You didn't like it. Oh, great. So many suspects.
Who do you think it is? Who was it, Hudson?
You.
What? No. Wow.
You like the Dodgers? There was a Dodgers.
I love
flag.
the Dodgers. Wait, how can it be me? I'm like 5 hours away from you.
You're not. You're like 2.
Mike is like 9 feet tall. He says it's too short for her. I've seen pictures of you, Mike, dude. You're hella tall.
Yeah. No, Mike's actually 9'12".
Dude, Mike could have hung that thing by himself from a telephone pole. Hey, Huddy, come here. Before we get back on the case, and before we start the meat of our show, tell everyone what we're giving away.
We're giving away this sugar head.
Oh yeah.
Sugar skull. Folklorico. Did I say it right?
What?
Folklorico.
Thanks, bro. So so we're doing this giveaway.
And whoever
Send your favorite picture, whether it's a post or on your Instagram story. Make sure you tag 510 Bobbles. Whether you own it in your collection or it's just one you've seen. We've seen a few good ones so far. Tag us. The contest will go through end of day Sunday, so you got some time to submit. We've only had like 7 submissions, which is a little weak. We got to give this kid something to look at here. And then Hudson's going to take a look on Monday while I'm working. He's going to be combing through your bobblehead submissions to pick out which one is his favorite, and that person is going to get this sent to them.
anyone can win except Bobble because he already has 7 of them.
8. I have 8 of them.
Yeah.
8?
I had 8, and then
Andy's a hater.
No. I'm a congratulator, man. Come on.
Oh man. Anyways,
Look, you guys haven't felt a win in a long time, so I wanted to hook you guys up and help you guys out and show you how it feels, to be a winner.
Like Gonsolin?
You're not getting any.
Oh man, it's gonna be one of those nights, huh? It's gonna be one of those nights.
Oh,
all right, can we skip to the next segment?
We're gonna
guests can talk some shit. So.
We will. All right, so our good friends at Foco gave us some stuff to give away. They give us some choices, some giveaways, right? Huh? So, All-Star game tonight. So, we got some All-Star questions coming. I'm going to have one, and Mark's going to shoot off one. You want me to shoot off
Yeah.
the
So
first now?
before you go, just I wanted to let everybody know. So we're gonna be doing two giveaways. Two giveaways. So you know we're affiliates with Foco, and Foco keeps showing us the love. They love what we do here, and they want to bless you guys. You know, everyone that's been tapping in, you know, hanging out with us and supporting everything that we do here, not only with the community but also when you guys support Foco as well. So. They're going to be giving away two All-Star Game bobbleheads. Not included in this giveaway is the 18-inch or the 36-inch, which is the three-footer. So those are not included. I just want to let you guys know right
Good
now. So,
disclosure.
yeah, I had to put it out there. So those are not included. So you cannot ask for an 18-incher or the 36-inch, but anything else that is available that is All-Star Game related, Foco will get your information. We'll let them know who the winners are, and they're gonna hook you guys up, man. So these are two free bobbleheads, man. All-Star Game. Get who's pumped? Let me know if you guys
Dude,
are
I'm
ready.
excited. I'm so
I'm
excited.
pumped.
Hey, come on. Hey, type some ones in the chat right now if you guys are ready for these questions.
Dude,
Type
this is
some ones in the chat. I want to
this is
see a wall of ones right now.
I love it. I love it. I love it. All right.
Let me
So
know if you
how
guys are ready. Come on.
you want me to start this off?
Yeah, let's go.
Hold on. Let's get some ones.
Chat's
Let's get
always
some
the way.
ones. Let's get some ones.
All right, we get those ones in there. What's the ones? Let's get the ones.
There we go. There we go. There we go.
All right.
Did anybody do it?
All right. Go ahead. Go ahead, Rob.
All right.
Rob is gonna so Rob's gonna ask one question and then Mark will ask the next one.
All
So go
right.
ahead, Rob.
My question is, when in the first year, what was the first year that the All-Star game ended in a tie? First year the All-Star game ended in a tie. Who's got that number for me?
Can I try and play?
Absolutely. No.
You
Not
guys
at all.
you guys always take my phone away.
Hey Google, pull it up.
Google it. Google it. Google it. First year. Up.
Hey Siri.
I think we got one. We got one.
Who got it? Who got it? Who got it? Who got it?
No, the first year, boys, two people in 2002. My boy Fabian, he got it. My man Fabian,
Fabian.
1961.
So all right. So it's 1961.
Yep, there H-Town came out.
Okay, so I see two 1961s. Hold on. So H-Town, wait, hold on. So 713, hold on. Okay, yeah, Fabian said it first. All right, there you go.
All right, there we go. Our boy Fabian.
All right. Congratulations, Fabian.
All right, this next question, Fabian, you cannot enter anymore. You cannot enter anymore, bro.
Hang on, Fabian. DM me when you get a chance. Not right now, but after the show.
Yeah, DM Rob, please, and he'll get your information over to Foco.
Okay, your turn.
All right. So you guys know the answer, right? Because my chat's not working. Not working.
Yeah, I got
Usual
it, bro.
stuff. Okay. All right, everybody, listen closely. Who is the first and only player in Major League history to hit a home run in their very first career at bat, as well as their very first All-Star game at bat?
We appreciate you too. We appreciate all of you. All of you guys.
Can you repeat that question, bro? Repeat that question, because that's long.
Okay. Hold on. Silence. Zip it. Okay. No. Who is the first player in Major League history to hit a home run in their first career at bat, as well as their first All-Star game at bat?
Okay.
Barry, Jeff, no. Yankees Jet fan, no. Pico, no. Matthew, no.
What are they guessing?
713, no. So they're saying Yogi Berra, McGuire, shit, Pedro Serrano, Babe Ruth, Cal Ripken, no.
Babe Ruth, Cal Ripken Jr., West.
Nope.
Nobody yet.
Ask it one more time so they can probably use Google.
Hold on.
Because it's a question to win a prize. Okay. Who is the first and only player in Major League history
to hit
a home run in
in
their
their first at bat and also in their first All-Star at bat?
That's right. First career at bat in the big leagues and first All-Star game at bat.
In the same season.
No, it's not in the same season.
Oh.
Nice touch, though.
Hank Aaron, no, that's not the
I was trying to
answer.
trick
Crash
him.
Figures, no. Mike Piazza, no.
It's a tough one to Google.
Should we give a hint?
I'm posting I'll post the question up so everybody can see it clear.
No.
Should I give a hint?
Here we go. Right? Who hit a home run at the first at bat and first All-Star at bat, right? Their first.
Here, I'll give a hint.
Can I still know?
Hold on.
Take a hint.
Triple B, nope.
It was in a National League ballpark. The All-Star one was in a National League ballpark.
Woods, negative.
Not Sosa. Not
Andy, no.
It's too hot. It was the person also won the MVP of the All-Star game.
I'm gonna start inviting our guests on while this is going. Is that okay with you boys?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, let's get him on.
All right.
Not Byron
Nope.
Buxton.
Not Aaron Judge.
Great guess, though.
Amazing guest.
Almost there. I know, but
Harmon, no.
No. Byron Buxton.
Should I give another hint?
Yeah, give another hint. Give another hint.
Hey,
Okay,
what's good?
this.
There he is.
Oh,
What's going on, guys?
what's
Hey.
up, man? How are you,
Hey.
man? You got a
What's
How we
guess?
good?
doing? What's going on, man? I'm trying to figure out this question myself. I have no fucking clue what it is.
All right,
You
so
know what I mean?
Hey, we
this-
got one. We got it. Triple B.
what?
Triple B.
Triple B. That's right. Terry Steinbach,
Steinbach.
1988 MVP at Three Rivers Stadium,
I thought no one was gonna guess that.
Yeah.
Cincinnati, Ohio.
Hey,
So
Triple B,
Cincinnati
congrats,
River-
bro.
Yeah.
Ian-
It's just not
Ian-
even Rivers.
Nick, what's
All right.
good, man?
What's good, gents? It's good to finally be on, man. I appreciate it. I'm very happy to be here.
Cheers.
Ready
Good
to
to have
talk.
you, man.
Cheers.
Whoa.
Oh, there goes Rob.
I just fell. My bad. I got so
I got
excited,
Red
man.
Bull.
Yeah, you got on you. I just took another side, bro.
You're making
Hey,
a
How we
last
doing?
week was me, now it's Rob.
Love it. Fucking bar hat, everything, bro.
Yeah, I gotta represent my page. You know what I mean? What's going on? I'm Nick Carbs, and I'm founder of the B.A.R. Very active group on Facebook. Make our own bobbleheads and stuff, and do a lot of crazy crap. A lot of fun guys from around the country. My admins are fucking amazing. Love every part of them. Crazy guy from New York and a big ass Yankee fan. You know what I mean?
No. But,
No, I know what you mean, bro.
man, you guys are having a hell of a season,
Hey,
man.
speaking of the bar, I actually won a Raz from my boy Kenny out there.
That's
So
why I love
wanted to-
Kenny.
Man, I love Kenny. Kenny's my boy, man. So
Me too.
Whenever you guys are ready, I want to show you guys what I got. So,
Well,
but
Yeah,
let's go in.
Let's see it.
All right,
Yeah.
fuck it, let's go.
Kenny's
Jesus.
Kenny's a good dude, man. Kenny, we started out as like just doing bobbleheads, and now we go to each other's weddings. We go on vacation with each other. I travel all over the place, so I'll be with him in St. Louis this year. I'll be with him in Albuquerque. I'll be with him in Colorado and Amarillo. So I'm a teacher as my side thing in the Bronx, about 15 minutes from Yankee Stadium. So I get to do some bobbling on the side, like during the summer. So we travel, we do like little things together, and my whole team. Like if I haven't been able to have a beer and chill out with my team, you aren't a member of my team. So all these guys we know, we're good dudes, and we've all met each other in person, even though we're all around the country. You know what I mean?
That's awesome.
I love that. Hey, that's
you got your
go
package
ahead,
there.
go ahead, bro.
Yeah.
I'm opening.
So when you started the bar, I've been in a lot of the Facebook groups for a long time. Got a little bit tired, but when you started the bar, you were like a little bit revolutionary, in my opinion, because you guys kind of took the best of it and kind of opened it up and kind of just created a new breath. You put a new breath into all. You know what I mean? You got all the others and everything else, but
Yeah.
I mean, you guys really you made it fun. You know what I mean? That's how
Of
I.
course. Of course. I mean, there was. I'm a little bit of a hothead. I got that Italian blood in me, so sometimes I get a little infuriated, and something like fired me the fuck up, and I was like, I'm gonna start this page, and it was a disagreement over something stupid with somebody, and I used to get angry at everything very easily. Oh, that's dope. The ring is beautiful. Kenny
Very
told me those
nice.
things were impossible.
Yeah.
Very
Dope
nice.
ring.
Congrats.
Yes, man.
Um, So we ended
Two
up starting the
spots.
page. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful ring. He was showing me the other day, and we ended up starting the page, and then shit took off, man. We figured what were the things we hated about things, and what are the things we loved, and I tried to put together a team of guys who racked at games. Where we'll get 30, 40, 50, 60 bobbleheads, and then be done by first pitch and go hang out and watch the game, have a few drinks, and do a post game. You know what I mean? Because I like to trade, like to sell, but that was the whole purpose of the thing. And then things took off because my goal was to have things regionally, because it was always like, hey, I need this bobblehead from here. I can't get it. This one's in Wyoming. Who the hell's in Wyoming? Found the guy in Wyoming. It was able to find and make the pieces to make the country connected in order to find different bobbleheads around the place. And that's how shit blew up. It's been crazy because the page has literally been on fire through the pandemic. Through a lot of the pages are ghost towns right now. I'm not trying to toot my own horn or talk shit about other pages, but my team, I was like, contribute or you got to go, and that's how it is. And we all on the same energy, and that's how it's been. Sorry to ramble on, but
No.
Yeah, no,
You
so
can.
I'm actually in your group. It's like I think there's over 3,000 now members in the
yeah.
page, and it's always active. I'm always getting notices like crazy, bing, 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 bing,
Hmm.
bing, and it's like I'm actually a part of a lot of Facebook groups, and I try not to stay on them because there's a lot of toxicity that does happen on Facebook, and I try to stay away from it. But there's only like a handful of Facebook groups out there that they don't mess around like that, which I enjoy about the bar because it's mainly business, and then you guys have fun at the same time.
Hmm.
So which is pretty cool, and I enjoy it for the simple fact that I'm not a fan of Facebook. I'm not a fan of these groups. Like that's just me personally. But I'll tell you this much: I am a fan of the bar. So big ups to you, big ups to what you guys do, and like I said, I love Kenny, man. Kenny's a great fucking guy, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Kenny, dude's like my blood, man. I love Kenny. Talk shit every day. Personal things, just anything. I mean, we could talk to each other 3 in the morning. It don't matter. You know what I mean?
awesome.
Yeah.
I joined the bar probably about 3.5 years ago, and I love it.
Thank you.
I've gotten a couple deals from it myself, and I just wanted to know like how I know the premise behind it. I don't know how long it's been around.
Okay.
So can you
Yeah.
just tell us a little bit about that?
So we started in 2017. Originally, we were affiliated with Bobbleholics, that was run by Roberto Cano and Emilio and Sanchez and Benny Macedo out of San Francisco. I used to do a lot of deals with those guys, and we had some connections with things. So, it was like there was a lot of issues with other pages, and I was like, listen, I want to start a no bullshit page, no politics, no people getting hammered and acting like assholes on the page, but business, and then try to have fun to connect. I can't speak. Connect collectors around the country on top of everything else. And I got tired of the politics and the bullshit, but I also wanted a place where if you were screwed up, you messed up, you're gone. I don't want any scammers. We've been around since 2017. There's been a single scam that's gone down on that page.
That's awesome.
That's 5 years. That has not been a person screwed. We have a crazy vetting process where we have things, and if we hear even a hint of something, we investigate, and the guy's tossed. There have been some guys that haven't been, you know, did some nefarious shit, not really things that are wrong, but if, for example, a guy sold a guy something, a bobble, and he's like, yeah, I got it for $150, and it was proved to be that the guy sold it for 30, and the guy lied to him through PM. I was like, dude, that's not acceptable. It's, this is supposed to be to help each other out. It's not eBay. And then it was like, you know what, you're done. You want to give me shit, see you later. Not to be a dick, but it's not what it's you got to be cool about it, because there's too many people who are predatory out there, and that's the whole purpose of the whole thing. Get rid of the
That's
predatory
awesome.
bullshit.
I love
Yeah,
that.
Yeah.
you do
And then,
amazing.
like,
You do so.
thank you.
Part of my biggest problem with the old with groups, they've been around for a while. They get to be clear, right? You get to, like you said, you were able to pull people from around that,
Yeah.
but there became clear. I mean, it just happens, and so
Cool.
they take care of each other and stuff. and you have to build to get into the clique to be able to score or whatever. And so, you know, you guys always been, like you said, you took like a no bullshit approach and kind of just. And I think you've, for the most part, I think you've done a real good job of not making it a clique. I mean, the admins are going to be, because you guys have to be bond. You know what I mean? You have
Of course. Of course.
But within there, I don't think there's like subgroups really. I don't feel.
Yeah.
Right. And
You
that's true. Yeah, go. I'm sorry to cut you off, man.
No, no,
It's a giddy thing, bro.
you know what's interesting is like even though I'm really tight with Kenny and I've seen him at games and you know I message him all the time, we talk or whatnot. Being a part of the group, like I'm a fan, bro. I'm not in there to like you know, make everyone my friend. I'm there to be a fan of
Right.
what you guys do and, you know, also learn from you guys as well because there's a lot of teachable moments there on how to run a page the way that, you know, you guys want to run the page, as opposed to how, like Rob was saying, is that only certain people get special treatment. And I like to see that everyone is treated basically the same and everyone's treated fairly. So, yeah, I tip my hat to that, bro.
Thank you. I mean, that was a big thing and that's even why there are guys who are admins that are not even admins with our page anymore because they did something we didn't like and we voted them out. I mean, we have a whole structure of things, we have a business structure of things, and if we think that you're doing something that's shitty or that's something that's not right, it's time to go. During the pandemic, we had a lot of different things. We were doing waffle irons and all these crazy things. And the whole thing was about keeping the page afloat because I saw what was happening in March when the pandemic hit. I saw what was happening here in New York. And I was like, things are getting shut down. It's coming across the country. We need to be proactive to keep this page alive or this will not survive the pandemic. Yeah. So we started doing card breaks. We started doing random bobblehead shit. We started doing all the other things just to fill up the time. And that led to what was 2020. And then 2021 is when I did my every bobblehead release mission, which was fucking ridiculous, but I did it. You know what I mean?
That leads into, so you know, Andy Orwell, we're talking, he like had a big question, like, how the hell do you get so many, man? I mean, is it just the network build? Is that it? I mean, cause you'll sell off like 100 at a time or something, you know what I mean?
Right. So the way that the 2021 thing worked is I leaned heavily on my admin team, Robert Allen out of Milwaukee, who pretty much covered Milwaukee all the way through like Iowa, the Montana, the Dakotas. He had stuff like that. I had some people in Seattle. I have some family in California that helped me out with some things. Kenny helped me out with everything in Los Angeles. Armando Avila out of Texas helped me with everything out of Texas and Oklahoma, and Greg Bridges helped me out with all these places. Some things ended up being some eBay purchases. Some I posted some things on Twitter. There were 3 really, really hard ones I couldn't get. That I ended up getting a little later in the game, but it ended up networking through Twitter, and it was just going to places. Like, I enjoy going to different places. I have no problem driving 6 to 8 hours to go to a bobblehead game. You know, I did like Vermont. I did all these other places. I don't care. You know what it is? It's mileage and gas. Who gives a shit? But I get to meet collectors wherever I go, and I like to spread the brand and just network because it's what it's all about. That's what was the premise of the page, is to network. Yeah, you sell some shit, you make some beer money, you buy some memorabilia like you see behind me, but in the end, it's about networking.
Yeah. I love it. Well, Mark, you have questions?
Mark, I think you're muted, bro.
You're quiet.
Sorry, I saw Hudson to get me another beer and I muted it. So the summer that you did that, how many bobbles did you end up acquiring?
So the grand total was 415 bobbleheads, and it was every major, minor, independent league, college league.
Just baseball.
Just baseball, because if I did basketball and everything else, I would have been broke as hell. You know what I mean?
Right.
It was 415, and then what I did was I took my cost and I discounted it and I sold it back to the collectors and kept a couple of pieces that I liked for myself, because I said, listen, money comes and money goes, and you got to do it. So there were guys who were like, listen, you got this bobblehead, you know, and I may have paid $200 or $300 for it. And I was like, listen, let's do it for $100. How about that? You know,
Wow.
Trying to collect it. Let's trade, because in the end, money comes and goes, guys. It's a hobby. We're here to help each other. Things decrease in dollars. Some things I couldn't been like, oh, you know, I got to charge it. Some of them I couldn't, because it was just, I don't want to get beat over the head, but in the
Right.
end, I ended up breaking even and keeping some really cool pieces that I liked. I just wanted to say I did it, and it was the purpose of keeping the page alive because I was very, very scared about 2021. This I put everything into this. Between this and my family and teaching, everything goes into that. It's either 100% or zero. If you're going to do one of these things, you got to be fully involved. You could take a walk and quit.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so I understand it better now. So it was more about the quest to get all 400 and whatever, and
Yeah.
then you recoup some of what you spent by getting it back into the community.
Yeah.
Dude, that's
Yeah.
awesome. That's
That's
And
a
I did it.
hell of a goal, dude.
I
And
did
I
it over
already,
2 live shows on the page, and the first one was on Thanksgiving evening. And what was crazy was my wife had COVID, my other son had COVID, and I was sitting I have like a sports room in the back where I got the All-Star game on mute because I don't want to get picked up and get the show booted, but I'm watching this freaking ridiculous thing. But I did a live show. It was 6.5 hours, that first show, and I did 360 bobbleheads that I sold live. And then I did a second one with my extras and doubles, and that was like another 250 of them, and that was like right before Christmas. And it ended up being a nice thing. I got drunk and sweaty, and it was hysterical. We all had a good laugh about it.
I
that's
love that.
nice.
What's crazy is like, so that's the first I've ever seen anyone do something like that, where they go live and you're selling off live bobbleheads like that. I've never seen something like that, and it kind of ties into like what Rob, Mark, and I are trying to do is we're actually trying to do like an auction based thing where we auction off bobbleheads and stuff, where we do it on Instagram Live, and
Mm-hmm.
we started talking about things that I've seen. Like I said, there's a lot of things that you guys do and that I learned from you guys, and I appreciate the fact that you're the first person that I've seen. I don't know if anyone else has ever done this on Facebook, where they have these lives like that, and you're reaching out to your community and you're basically selling off the bobbleheads that you have. You're not auctioning. You're saying, hey, this is the price.
Mm-hmm.
Whoever says jump, they'll jump, and then they go. And yeah, it's crazy. Like I've never seen something like that, man. Like what made you think about having that idea, going live and just selling right there? What
So
what
I,
what goes into like planning for something like that?
So I got the idea from Patrick Pignette, who's a big bobble dealer out of Baltimore. I said, "Listen, I'm going to steal your idea. I'm going to put a little, Nick Carb spin to it. He usually does it with his wife, and it's a lot of Baltimore-based stuff and a few other things. But he's a big regional dealer in Baltimore, about 5 hours south of here. And then I know a guy who I've had a lot of issues with over the years, and John Stone, who him and I have had many cursing matches, and now, the dude has threatened my family, and I don't even talk to that guy no more. Anyway." I'll go to his house. I don't care. But he was the one who initially did the thing, and he did it well. But he also scammed people and shipped people a lot of things that were broken or had ants in boxes and all types of other horrendous things. And I was like, how do people operate like this? Like your word's your name. Your name is everything. You lose it, and that's it. You lose relevance, and you're done. And I said I gotta do it like how Patrick did, but I gotta put my own little spin to it, and I did that. So 4 or 5 days before, I have my garage to my left here, and I had everything in totes. I just pulled everything out and I just started putting numbers. I had what my cost was on my little spreadsheet, and then I put prices on it, and that's how I went from there.
That's
Wow.
beautiful. That's
You know.
awesome.
And then I had everything shipped out on the Saturday. The next day, packed it up, boom, because I don't like that. Once it's packed and sold, I want it gone. I usually sleep
Yeah.
2 or 3 hours a night. I want things out of my house. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the
That's
best way to go, and you get reoccurring people to want to
Yeah.
keep promoting, and if not, supporting you guys, and also making sure that it's all that customer service based thing. I don't see a lot of people doing that. So there's a handful of people here on Instagram that I connect with very well, and they have that same mindset as you. When it comes to like getting a something, doesn't care what, it doesn't matter what it is, get it
Right.
into your hand within the next couple of days or so. And especially out here in California, if you ship next day, it'll be here probably in a day or two.
Hmm.
Kenny sent this out over the weekend, and I got it today. Oh, I'm sorry, he sent it Monday, and I got it today. So it's 2 days.
Yeah.
It right away.
one day.
Yeah. Oh yeah, one day. That's right, one day. So how crazy is that?
Yeah.
Not
And,
not too
and
many
and we get the
not too
same thing
many
here in New
people
York.
are like that.
Yeah.
I there's times where I've waited weeks and weeks. I'm like,
Hmm.
where the hell's my bobblehead, man?
Hmm.
Like, and I
Hmm.
message the person, and then like it makes me feel bad that I'm asking, where's my bobblehead? I just paid
But
you
you
all this
shouldn't have
money.
to ask.
I
You
know
shouldn't
that
have to
that's the
ask.
thing. That, yeah, and that's the crazy part. and then people, there's other people that I don't support anymore because of that, because I've had to ask, or they get offended because I've asked, hey, just want to know where my tracking is or what's going on. And then like, well, I got things going on right now. I'm like, okay, I understand. And I'm trying to, I'm very, sensitive to, when it comes to family, family's everything,
Hmm.
family's everything. But at the same time, if you're going to run a business, business is business. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yep.
Right.
So,
I mean, we have a rule that if it's not shipped in 72 hours, you're banned from doing it for a month. So
wow.
it's, we try to run everything like a Fortune 500 company. We want everything to be perfect because you know what? In the end, you want people to come back to you. And there was a guy that we had to toss because he was waiting a week to ship. And I was like, you can't keep waiting a week to ship. People are, you have the ability to make a lot of money up there because you're the only person up there. We were talking about somebody in Seattle. And I'm like,
Mm,
there's not a lot of guys in Seattle. You can do what you have to do in Seattle, just ship on time, and people will be happy. And it was like, oh, I got this. I was like, you're just making excuses. That's all I hear. And then after the 10th time, I was like, I can't do this, bro. I can't keep backing you up, and that's it. You may be good here, but you're not welcome to sell here anymore. That was it. It comes
yeah.
a little bit of like Gestapo, but I got to protect my members, and that ultimately is what I want to do. I want to protect my members and make them continue to trade and
Awesome.
spend money and make things there. We have a whole thing with this bar bash that we're doing in Atlanta, where we have collectors coming in from the whole country, and that's September 1st. Or September 2nd. I got to look at my dates. I have a million dates in my calendar. It's ridiculous. Where we're all coming down for the Acuna Junior bobblehead. We have a trade night that's going to be set up with other members. We have a post game party set up with some beverages and stuff like that, and then everybody's going in their merry way the next day. We're going to try to do one at all 30 stadiums over the next. If this one did well, we'll see how they go, and hopefully we're out in Oakland soon. And we're definitely going to be doing LA soon, but we have to see where Oakland ends up. You know what I mean?
Well,
Yeah.
Oakland's got to do a bobblehead day first, but yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So this is going to be the first bar bash, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Nice.
How did it like walk us through a little bit of like how the idea came about and what kind of planning went into putting it together?
So there's a lot of frustration. I before I did bobbleheads, I did autographs. As you can see behind me, I got like Jerry Rice of Montana. I'm a big 49ers fan. I've always been my entire life. I got a million things. I did a lot of in-person autographs and stuff like that. I was
Nobody's
looking to
perfect.
combine.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's all good. I was always looking to combine an experience between bobbleheads and autographs and a get together. And a trade night. The guys in Baltimore do an incredible trade show once a year. That I went down there. I made a lot of members down there, and it's really nice to network and stuff like that. So I wanted to do something like that, but in a random city. I just looked. I was trying to look at schedules and flights and stuff like that. I said, fuck it, let's try Atlanta. So I contacted one of my moderators, Bobby Myers, who also runs Bobblehead Addicts. We got to bullshit about a few things, and then he was like, "Yeah, let's do it in Atlanta. We'll get things set up." So him and Dr. Bobble, Cody Swanson, we set up something as the three of us. We set the whole thing up. So initially, we were supposed to have Dale Murphy was supposed to come to one of our nights to do a signing and stuff like that. His rates went from 3,000 pre-pandemic to 10,000 post-pandemic. So that was done. Then we tried to do something with Andrew Jones. Andrew Jones went from 4,700 pre-pandemic to 15,000 plus first class and 5-star and 3 nights at the Four Seasons in Atlanta. So I was like, "You're done. I have no interest in it. We're just going to move things around." So I said, "Okay, I'm just going to repurpose into something else." So we end up repurposing it. I have T-shirts being made for the event. It paid for some beverages for everybody that's coming down there to just try to make people come back. We have a whole bunch of field level tickets that we got at a nice price. So the Braves really worked with us, and it was a lot of planning and a lot of laying out money. And I used some of my 2021 Bobble sales to throw into that to do it. And now I'm being made whole. I mean, I'm going to end up breaking even on the whole damn thing between everything. So I don't care. But it's about what's for the members. I want to meet. I want to be able to say I met every single member on my page. I know
That's
it sounds
amazing.
crazy, but
So what? How many members do you have coming?
So right now we have 100 confirmed, but we have 50 who've paid in full. So I'm probably going to say we'll probably end up around 75. We'll see what happens. I mean, it was whoever paid, paid in full. You know what I mean? Because in the end, we can't say, "Hey, you need to pay me here. You need to pay me here." You got to have a deadline and move on from it. Before I was a teacher, I worked on Wall Street, so I have a little bit of that in my brain, my blood too. So I kind of roll off of that and just roll everything into one thing.
So when does the? Sorry, I'm asking a lot of questions, but
No,
when does the
ask
planning for
away.
that? Well, I'm talking to
I
these other two guys. They probably want to ask questions too.
Yeah,
when does the planning for that start? You probably have to wait for a promotional schedule to come out, I'm assuming.
yeah, exactly. So we picked a few cities. I said I want to do one of these cities this year. I talked to my team about it, and they're like, "Yeah, Carbs, do whatever the fuck you got to do. You know, you always know what you're doing." Blah blah blah. I said, "All right, we'll figure it out." So then the promo schedule coming out. I said, "Let's try to find a dope bobblehead that somebody that's going to be a hot one, or it's going to be in a random place. Maybe it would have been a minor league stadium. Who the hell knows? But I would like to do the majors first." And it was like, all right, we're going to do it the Acuna on Labor Day weekend. It's not actual Labor Day. I think it's the Friday night they're playing the Marlins, which is hopefully you get Alcantara versus Ian Anderson or Max Fried or something like that. And it just went from there, and then just looking at how much money was coming in, and then setting all that stuff and setting the budget and how much I have to spend here, and here, and went from there.
That's awesome.
You know,
Good.
Have fun.
When's the cutoff on that to get in? Like, let's say,
So the cutoff is we set the cutoff for July 1st, but I do have a couple of people who can't, so I got like maybe 3 or 4 slots left. I got to look at my crap, but all my admins except for one are coming. I know all my admins we're going to be in St. Louis together this year for the Sugar Skull and Hall of Fame cars. I know that 3 of us are going to be doing Amarillo and Colorado and Albuquerque. I love Albuquerque. Best minor league stadium in the entire league outside of Charlotte, if you get there. So,
Are you doing it for the Sugar Skull also?
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was trying to plan that out with one of my buddies who's actually in Texas. We're gonna meet halfway, but I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Come through. I mean, we got a whole party patio. Myself, Armando, and Kenny. So
Cool.
come hang out with us. You know what I mean? That's all we do is travel for the fucking bobbleheads. We don't care. We're all lunatics.
You guys are doing it right, man. This is sick. I love everything you got going on. But it takes a lot of good people. Besides, you're one good person, but you did a really good job finding good people like yourself. You know what I mean? That's pretty sick.
Thank you. Yeah, there was a lot of vetting that went into my guys. A lot of vetting that was you had to have. It's going to sound really shallow, but no debt. You have to have a steady full-time job. You can't owe anybody money, because I can't hear like, hey, man, I owe $10,000 to this person. It needs to be that you are financially sturdy, mentally sturdy, that you can handle this, because guess what? There is so much bullshit that comes with being an admin of one of these pages where it's like, hey, dude, I want to raffle this. And I'm like, you can't. There was one guy, he was in San Francisco when we were doing like anything goes all the time during the pandemic. He goes, "Oh, I want to raffle." It was like MREs. I was like, "No, I'm not raffling freaking MREs. The food for the military that they eat, the MREs."
Yeah.
I said, "You can't do
My
that.
watching YouTube guy eats those things, so
They're terrible." I'm like, dude, that's fucking terrible. You're not doing it. Then he came back. He was like, I want to raffle. I can't control it. He goes, I want to raffle medical supplies. Like, get the fuck out of here. You can't raffle. It was random crap. You get all these dumb things, and you're like, where did you come from? What are you talking about? You know.
So my question to you for the raffles then. So how do you pick? Aside from the admins, that because I see a lot of admins that do a lot of the raffles. How do you pick what raffles go up, what raffles don't make the cut, and if it comes to a point where the raffles aren't working for a certain individual, how do they get cut from the group? How does that work?
So that's a good question. So what we tend to do is we tell people if you're going to line a raffle, I want you to look at an eBay sold, and I want you to take 10% off of that price, because you have to accounting for the eBay fees and all that stuff. I want you to account for that, because we're not going to have you say, hey, I'm going to charge $75 for a $30 bobblehead. That doesn't work. So they have to go to one of us regionally and ask us, because I have it set up where all 50 states, you go to one of the different admins, that's a list. So if it's anything in the Northeast, they come to me. Anything in California, they go to Kenny. Anything in Texas, Armando. So they're able to keep the pulse and things regionally. On top of that, if it's somebody whose stuff is not working, it's like, you need to look at your prices. There are a couple of guys that are like, I know they're good to go. I know they're not going to try to, bend the page over. They know that they're going to put the right price up, and I'll be like put them kind of like an auto thing, like just post, say I approve, because they're not out to make $1,000 off of something. Some things are worth it. Listen, like I have the freaking Clint Eastwood from Pebble Beach. I know it's a $500 to $700 bobblehead. I'm not going to
Yeah.
put it up. I'm gonna hang on to that. But there are things where people try to make the most of their money out of a raffle and they're trying to beat eBay prices. They need to keep their finger on the pulse. That's pretty much what I tell them. Keep your finger on the pulse. If it looks good, it's fine. And if it doesn't work, then you need to go and take a look in the mirror. What's not working for you? Have you
Yeah.
supported other members? I'll jump into a raffle if I know it's a guy who supports everybody. But if it's somebody who's like, I'm just here to make money and take from the page and leave, why am I going to support you?
Yeah.
But
No, that makes sense. So
you guys,
when it comes to like,
you go
go
in low.
go ahead, Rod.
I've seen somebody buy out a raffle before, but you guys go and say, hey, look, you're gonna need to up that a little bit so we can,
Yeah,
change it.
I mean, if somebody wants to buy out a raffle, it's okay. But I want to see people make money, but I also want to see people make trades. I want to see people connect to each other. My personal thing is like I'll go to a game, and if I get myself 40 or 50 bobbleheads, my thing is I'm going to sell 60%. I'm going to trade another 30%. I'm going to hold the other 10% for later on because this way, I'm able to. You make connections, you make your money, you make some trades, and you can say I have this, and it allows you to expand. As Armando, my friend Armando says, one of the other admins, you expand your store. You have a whole bunch of different things from all these different places that you're never going to go. Like I had stuff from a place in the middle of Oregon that I'm probably never going to see in my life. Then I'm like, yeah, I got this cool mascot. I know there's a mascot collector. Hey, I am looking for this. Let's make a trade, and it works out.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So my question, back to the raffle. So there's tons of Facebook groups that they do raffles also, and I know there's a lot of people that are part of the bar and also part of all these other Facebook groups. Um, so say if someone wants to maximize, I guess, the profit of an item, and or they take the price and went at another Facebook group, and they
Mhm.
ask you, hey, can I actually go for this much because it sold for that much at another Facebook group?
Mhm.
What do you say to something like that? Have you had that happen?
So I've had people who try to play pages against pages, and it does not work. Their pages have open communication with each other. I used to be in charge of that, but I'm too much of a hothead, and I passed it off to other members.
Yeah.
I have I about 6 months ago left every other page except for the bar because I tried to be the policeman of the pages to help people out, saying, "Hey, this guy screwed somebody in my page," and some of the admins didn't want to hear it. I had the problem with almost all the pages. Whereas, like, I'm not going to help you anymore. I can't do this. It's stressing me the hell out, and I'm going to worry about my own. And if you don't want to help your members, then you do it. And this is why we've continued to, stride and do the way things that we have. You know, but there was an open line of communication where I have one of my admins, Kevin from Missouri, and Kenny also, where they have the open lines of communication with like Hoser from Bobble Mania or a couple of guys from Wobbling, a couple of guys from Addicts. They will talk to each other about prices and raffling and stuff like that. Some will be like, whatever, I'm going to let them line whatever the hell they want to line it at, and others like they'll be receptive to it. So I know, like, I talked to Sean Ginsberg from Bobble City about that stuff, and we have the communication. I'm like, listen, this guy's trying to raffle at 400. I already told him no. He's going to come to you for 400 because he's going to try to play that mommy daddy bullshit that some people try to play.
Yeah.
You're like the
Yeah.
like the pro of the groups, man. I mean, I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
I mean, you know all the ins and outs of everything. But you've taken it like a job. I mean, that's one thing about it. I mean, you've taken it so serious that it's great. That's what it reflects. That's why the bar is the bar, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Listen, I mean, I try to have fun with it. There are things that I'm very serious with it. And there are things that I try to have a lot of fun with it. We try to like do funny shit with some people and some of the members and joke around, but we also do a lot of charity work.
Nice.
We try to have fun with it. So for example, we did, I'll just show you this one real quick.
Yeah.
We did this bell, and this one all went to the BCRF for breast cancer research. And we did our percent of the all sales went to that. And then our 5K, which is another one we did, all money went to Feeding America. We did this, and we made 1,000 of these packages. You know what I mean? And we went through Success Promotions, but like we try to do things for the community. When COVID happened and people were losing jobs, we did things for frontline workers on the page and getting people money so they were able to put some food on the table.
Awesome.
Like we're all about the family, the community, and stuff like that. But in that same respect, if you mess with somebody in the family, if you mess with somebody within our page who does things for the page, we're going to come after you for that because our thing is about group and family. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So before we get into the bobbleheads that the bar has done, you know, in my opinion, the bar is my personal favorite
Thank you.
page on Facebook. And you've been doing this for a long time. And this question is probably going to be pretty vague, and it might be a little difficult because you've had a couple of pops. But tell us, what's the good, the bad, and the ugly of bobblehead collecting?
So the good thing about bobblehead collecting is you can attach a bobblehead to an experience. I was at this game. You know, I try to keep one bobblehead from every game I go to, and some years I do 100 games in a year. You know, and I rotate. I have a couple of the tops, and I try to rotate my bobbleheads out because I'm one of those people who gets bored looking at something, and I'm like, I end up selling it, or regretting it. So now my new thing is I take it, put it back in the box and store it for 6 months, and rotate it back out. I'm like, oh fuck, I forgot this thing. Anyway,
Cool.
so that's the good part of it, and the community part. The bad part about the bobblehead can be some of the greed that comes with it. When I first started, it was not about trading. It was about making every single dollar that it could possibly make and not fully understanding the concept of the community aspect of it. And what happens is some people get blinded by I'm making this, I'm making that, but not realizing that there's another 10,000 people selling the same bobblehead as you. That it doesn't matter if somebody cuts you by $3 or 86 cents. I had somebody undercut me by 2 cents on an eBay listing the other day out here in New York on a Brooklyn bobblehead, and I laughed at him. I went to the guy. He's this guy James. He did it to break my balls. So I go, James, you really cut me by that much on eBay? So he was laughing. I said, don't be a dick, you know. And then we joked about it. We shared a beer over it. Some bros you can do that with. That's kind of like the ugly thing where people try to look at this as a business. Yes, there are some aspects of the business with it, but there are other parts of it that can be really used for good, and there's a lot of other pieces to it that goes to a community. And if you can't look at the community aspect of it, yeah, NYC undercutting is the worst, Anthony, 100%, because Anthony deals with it himself in New York. I mean, only Milwaukee beats New York City they cut each other by a half a penny if it's possible. They cut their own mother off in Milwaukee. But anyway. But that's one of the bad parts. You do see a lot of ugliness. There were a few incidents where, you know, people tried to set a price on a bobblehead here at City Field a couple of years ago at Seinfeld, and one guy was like, all right, we're all going to sell it at this price. Somebody's going to sell it here. Somebody's going to sell it at this price here, blah, 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 blah. And then some guy undercut somebody by like $1, and then on a page, and then everybody started going after each other. It was almost a brawl in the middle of City Field over bobblehead pricing. It's like, what are you people doing here? That kind of goes into the ugly thing. The ugly thing is, especially in New York, and especially in New York, there is so much backhanded bullshit. I know you guys deal with that in LA too, because this is why I got out of all the LA pages, and I just tell Kenny to handle all my shit in Los Angeles. You guys will cut your own mother, not you, but some of the guys in LA will cut each other. You know, yeah. I've seen it on a lot of the pages. Where they're just shitty to each other, or they just try to rat each other out over stupid stuff that has nothing to do with anything. So, for example, you guys saw that little post I put about my friend who decided didn't like what I did with the tickets for the Valley Cats. So Let me just break into that. I have a very long history with that guy. I won't mention his name because he likes to sue people. So it goes going way back to when I was a teenager, going for Hideo Nomo at a hotel here in New York City when he was playing for the Dodgers. I was a teenager. I went for Hideo Nomo's autograph. And he speaks the language, you know. I won't go into the language because he'll know I'm talking about him. But anyway, he started screaming at him in Hideo Nomo's language and decided to bump into me. So I said, "Bud, you did it." He goes, "You're in my way." He's got a million nicknames here: Troll, Gollum, everything else, because he's a horrendous human being. So what he decided to do is he slapped the ball out of my hand and I flung him against the gate. I was a teenager. I ran away. I didn't give a shit. You're a teenager. You're gonna do whatever you want to do. So things like, you know exactly what I'm talking about, right? Right, Mike? Mike G knows exactly what I'm talking about because he's both of our best friends. So this has gone on. I'm 38 years old. This has been going on 25 years or 26 years. I've been having issues with this guy back from when I only did autographs in the street as a teenager. You know what I mean? I hustled autographs. So then over the years, like I started getting into bobbleheads. Did my first bobblehead game in 2001. you know, it wasn't a crazy rack at that point. It was like, oh, what is this fucking thing? This is great. It was Tino Martinez in 2001. I was like, that thing's awesome as hell. Now we're talking 21 years ago. It's crazy. Time flies. So then you start seeing him at the bobblehead games, and then there was other issues. He was like, oh, this guy's soliciting. He's trying to buy and running the security, telling on everybody, blah, 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 blah. It happened multiple times over the year. So there was another point when the Yankees, the worst one was Yankees Aaron Judge Jedi night. We were doing great. I had a whole big bag of them, whatever. I was doing great. This son of a bitch comes over and security goes, this guy's soliciting. So now I had a cane. I've had 2 back surgeries from an old football injury. So I have my cane. I'm walking around. I'm like, fuck. I'm recovered now. I mean, I got the spinal fusion and shit, the whole cage in my back, whatever. So whatever. So I'm walking around, and then all of a sudden security's like, you need to leave, blah, 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 blah. So I'm healing my cane. I'm like, what am I talking? You see him, he's talking. This guy's soliciting. So I left. They threw me out. I changed my shirt, changed my hat, went back inside, didn't care. My cousin, who was sitting on the upper deck, was like, yo, he's sitting here. I went up there because I don't care. I had a cane at the time. I swung the cane at him on purpose and missed him, and he threw himself on the ground. And I don't care. I don't care. I'll go after people. I don't give a shit, And my cousin was like, oh, shit. I go, yeah, this son of a bitch ratted me out to security. He's trying to get me thrown out because he didn't like that I got more than him. And this is what he does to everybody. He rats people out to security, says they're soliciting. And he did the same Karen bullshit the other night when I was in Tri-City for the Ian Anderson. He was like, oh. Meanwhile, I donated every one of those tickets to the Little League up there.
Wow.
So usually what happens is if a team is like, listen, buy the tickets, donate them, we'll do whatever. So what I did is I said, okay, listen, I'm gonna buy 25 special tickets, and I gave them the tickets, and I said, listen, donate them to somebody who you want to, any organization, Little League team, do whatever, and they donated to them. The GM of the team is also a buddy of mine, and I go and I trade with the GM of the team. So I go in there with my bag of things, and he goes, oh, Carbs, my boy's here. So I'm like, what's up, man? How's it going? Blah, blah, blah. So we'll trade 10 to 15 bobbleheads, and he'll give me some and whatever. Some of the GMs of teams love trading with me. So I do it in Hartford with the Yard Goats. I do it with Tri-City. I do it a few places. I go in with trades, and like, my trade guys here, they don't want you to sell. They don't want you to do any of that. So we'll just trade, the GM and I. And that's how it is. Like, enjoy yourself. See you soon. Yeah, I said I'll see you for the Kike Hernandez in a couple of weeks. And that's the end of it. But my friend here made a whole, whine bitch post about it. And this is atypical of this guy all the fucking time. And this is this guy. You know what I mean? It's been for 25, 26 years. And if there's a lot of hilarious YouTube videos of him singing to guys in Korea, chasing after people for autographs. The guy is a complete mutant.
He looks like a mutant, too.
Yeah. Anyway, I know we went to good, bad, and ugly. Sorry.
I need to see these videos, man. I've never. This is the first. I'm like intrigued. I'm hanging on to every single word
It's so
that you're
good.
saying, bro. Holy hell!
Did anybody happen to see I saw it on Twitter, so I'm not sure if it hit Instagram or Facebook, but it was put out by John Boy Media today. It's a Padres fan on the red carpet at the All-Star game.
Yeah.
Like, just reaching over trying to get a ball sign. He keeps hitting this kid in the head, and the kid finally like pushes his arm away, and then the guy like pushes the kid's head back. But that's exactly what it reminds me of right now. This grown man just
the guy is a virus out here. The guy is an absolute virus out here with some of the things he does. My Yankee Jets fans has the link. He's
Okay.
just PM
Let me get that.
because he has it. So just Mike, send everybody a link. Mike and I bullshit with each other about a lot of things. So come seek me out in the game. We'll
New
bullshit
York
with each other.
being New York, man. How the hell is that guy still around, bro? That's what I'm just like. What the hell?
So here's the thing, right? Like I've been a teacher for a bit, and the dude has a traumatic brain injury with special needs, 100%. And the problem is his parents have enabled him so much that they pretty much give him so much money to do whatever he wants to do. And his parents are old, and they're in Florida, and you feel bad for the guy, but the guy has completely abused his situation, and he uses it for autographs, he uses it for bobbleheads, and he uses it to get his way to the top. And it's disgusting the way he acts, and it's a shame because if he just talked to people and didn't act the way he did, then people would be a little more courteous to him.
You know, it's interesting. Like there's so much that goes on within the community, and there's so much that goes into collecting that so many people are not aware of. it's like once you're in and you're deep into collecting, and especially SGAs, man.
Yeah.
So at Dodger Stadium, there's 40,000 that they give away. And
Yeah.
I know mostly every single person, that does their thing, and they walk out with close to 40 to 50. I
Yeah.
see the teams that they come with. Like, I'm just observant, bro. I see everything. And
Yeah.
I think it might have been last year where people were fighting over a bobblehead,
Yeah.
where security got involved. They kicked people out, and I was telling, because like I was trying to get like extra bobbleheads too, but I don't get like a lot, man. I get like whatever tickets that I have, and then I may
Right.
get like an extra two or three, just because
Yeah.
people are asking me. Can you get me one? I'm like, I'll
Yeah.
see what I can do.
Yeah.
And then just seeing how people, like, they're so dirty with one another, man, and
Yeah.
and they
Yeah.
just like people, they, I don't know, they're so territorial about certain areas. Like, this is my spot, you need to get out of here. And it's so weird to me, man, and I can't do that. So I
Yeah.
give props to a lot of people that are able to pick up and cop extra bobbleheads or whatnot, but I'm just like, damn, man, I don't have that in me, man. It's just
Yeah.
a trip.
Yeah. It's a lot goes into it. I mean, I tend to bring money and trades with me to games. I tend to always have enough Trouts and Alonzos and other things with me that people are going to trade with. I prefer to trade at games as opposed to cash because
Yeah.
it's like, some people are like, yeah, I'll take cash. So I have the cash with me, but I prefer to trade with people at games. Because people are like, I don't want this piece of shit. Like people, I'm going to have Gil Hodges on Sunday at City Field. People who are under 50 are not going to want Gil Hodges. They're
No.
gonna want to have. What are you sneaking at? Is he sneaking a hot dog over there?
Me, I
I saw that.
got a lot of I'm just it's dinner, bro. Sorry. I'm on
You have a lobster?
yeah, I got lobster at crab.
Damn, dude, you
That's
are
like
on
the most
vacation,
random
bro.
shit
Look at this
ever.
guy.
So I'm hungry. I'm,
Dude, I had mac and
I'm,
cheese for dinner,
I'm going
dude.
ghost hunting after the show, bro. So just get
Holy shit, lobster. This is
And he,
the high life, dude.
crab, dude.
yo, I
Is that what you
can't.
brought back from SeaWorld?
Huh?
Is that what you brought back from SeaWorld? Fuck.
What? I
That
got
thing's bigger than his head.
Oh shit.
freaking huge, bro. But my bad. I'm hella hungry.
No, I don't care. It was just amazing. I just wasn't expecting it.
Oh my god, that's so good, dude.
I haven't eaten on the show yet, so it's my first time. My bad.
Hey, that's what
You
I'm
did
very
it with a
observant.
bang,
You,
dude,
you
I'll tell you
teach
that.
kids, you see everything.
Oh my god, that is
Um,
classic.
man, that's funny.
Can I ask about, like, personal collection? Like, what do you collect? What do you keep?
So I do mostly Yankees, but I also do like Christmas stuff. Um, I only stick to SGA. I'm not a retail guy. I don't do any retail. I have no retail in my collection. I'm very anti-retail. I like the thrill of getting stuff at games and having it at games as opposed to being like one of these people who, wait online and as opposed to somebody who buys something online and then sells it for $600 on eBay to just make a profit and has zero collection in mind. That bothers the ever loving shit out of me. You know what I mean? So that's why I don't get into the retail ever. And people do it with all of them. They do it with the Clarks and the Foco and all that shit. It really gets to me. And people, this is why people who try to raffle Foco stuff on my page or retail, I'm like, I'm sorry, man. I'm not all about that. They're like, listen, this one sold for $375. I'm like, you can get it for $375, but you're not raffling it here because you bought it for $65.
Right.
There was no racking involved. You had a faster finger. There was no
Yeah.
skill involved in you getting that extra Foco bobblehead. You went and you decided to do what you needed to do, and you beat somebody else by a second because it's limited to 144, and you're going to decide to raffle it for, $350. It's bullshit, man. I hate it. I absolutely hate it. And this is why I'm not a big retail guy, because it's all about who's got the fastest finger, and the real collectors miss out on a lot of the times.
Yeah, and that's crazy. So that's why I always buy like extra Foco stuff, because I know some of my boys, they work overnight and they can't get certain bobbleheads. And same thing like with the little Fernando Valenzuela ones. Like, the majority of those extra ones are gonna. So if these guys really want one, I'm gonna hook these guys up. Um, it's like I don't have it in me, and I've had this conversation time and time and time again. It's like it's so hard for me to resell something for double the value, triple the value, quadruple. And I have some shit that's worth a lot of money, and people price it for whatever they price it for. But it's just like I know I will come to a point in my life or in my, I guess, my collecting legacy that I will start, selling some things off, but I'm not gonna go crazy about it either. It's just like it's intense, man. And I just like to see things go into a good home. So,
Right.
for me personally, like I love the SGAs. That's what I started with. That's like my bread and butter, SGAs. And I recently got into the whole Foco stuff. And for me personally, it's like with Foco, I love what they produce. Just for the simple fact, for me as a collector though, that the majority of the stuff that they have sold recently, it's more so, tailored to what I like to see in a bobblehead. There's more
Hmm.
detail. Would I make some changes to it? 100%. Not every bobblehead is perfect, but
Right.
just the design and the craftsmanship that goes behind it. Some stuff is better than others, and they do it a lot better than the SGAs, because SGAs, they're mass
Oh,
produced,
a thousand
but
percent. Listen, 1,000% agreement with you. I think my main issue is that people take advantage of it.
yeah,
I think and what really really bothers the crap out of me is like, hey, this is not going to be ready for 8 months, or it's delayed for
Hey,
12 months, and you're selling it now. That gets me, man. You can't say like, give me money now, I'll see you in a year.
yeah.
I can't get behind that. It really, really bugs the ever loving shit out of me. That's why I can't do it. I can't be like, oh shit, I forgot about this, and here it comes into my mailbox, and I'm like, oh,
yeah,
there it is. And meanwhile, it's from last year's All Star game, or it's from it's the guys on his third team, like people getting Max Scherzer Dodger stuff. Like I'd be upset if I got a Max Scherzer Dodger stuff, and the guy's pitching for the Mets now. It's stuff like that that really, really gets to me, and I'm like, I know what you guys have attachment with that, but it's just not something I'm with. You know
no,
what I mean?
but you know what? I'll be. This is how we are with Foco as well. We 100% keep it very transparent. We tell
Right.
them what we like, what we don't like, and I think that's why we have the relationship that we do have with them, because it's full transparency. There's no. Um, I'm trying to find the right word so that I'm not kind of getting myself in the butt. But there's no like kissing up to them. It's just like this is
Of
what
course.
you know what I mean. This is what we like as collectors, and this is what we like to see change within the community, and then also within the brand and company with Foco. And I think it's a learning experience for everyone. And people like you, voicing the opinion that you have like that, it's only gonna make certain brands better, in my opinion.
Right.
Well,
Right.
one thing I'd add on that too. Sorry, Rob.
Go ahead.
Take another bite of lobster.
You go.
Um.
Grab it,
Oh yeah. One thing I would add on that too. Nick, you and I actually have a very similar philosophy on the retail piece, and for the longest time, and Rob knows this, I didn't collect retail at all. I've almost been forced to have to. Not that nobody forces me to buy anything, right? I do that on my own. But I collect A's and I collect Steph Curry for the most part.
Right.
And if I did not if I didn't start collecting retail, I'd be done. There'd be no more bobbleheads for me to get because of the
Oh,
situation with the team. So
yeah. And Oakland
um,
hasn't produced anything in what, 2 seasons, three? No, pre-pandemic.
we're going on 3 years, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I
That's
mean,
crazy.
but my pet peeve is the exact same as yours. I mean, I can't tell you how many Steph Currys that I've, for whatever reason, either I couldn't afford it at the time or couldn't justify it, so I waited or didn't get it, and then it hits eBay and it's like $200-300. It's like, come on,
Right.
like,
Right.
and it's people that don't. That's the thing that I hate about it, is it's not even like people like Bobble Food that buy two and
Right.
they're gonna sell. It's people that
Right.
have no interest in Steph Curry or the Warriors or anything. It's, I'm gonna buy this so I can make a profit.
That's
That's
it.
right.
I hate
Right.
it.
I listen. I 100% agree with you, and that's I was just having this conversation with somebody where it was profiteering from SGAs versus profiteering on Focos and other retail, and I go, listen, profiteering on SGA is you were able to secure some by either
Mhm.
buying off of people, trading. That requires skill. It requires a lot of different things and a lot of planning that goes into it. If you're buying Foco or whatever from a website, and you had a faster finger than the guy who's 17 hours ahead of you, congratulations, you have faster fingers. Great.
Or a bot.
Go
But you know
impress
what?
your wife with your faster fingers. I
And,
don't know what the hell to tell you.
and I agree with you on that, Carbs. What's crazy is like so one of my buddies, and I don't want to put his information out there because I do want to have him as a guest sometime soon, but I see how he gets his extra bobbleheads and he does raffles on his own. But he brings his entire family. I've met his wife, I met his kids, and I see what he does, and he's hustling out there, and he's doing his thing. And he'll end up with 40 to 50 bobbleheads in a night. And people have given him a lot of crap for it, like, oh man, you're just another raffle page, or just this or just that. And it's like, bro, you don't know this man's like hard work behind what he
Right?
does. The gas, the drive, the parking, the food,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
baby, the wife, and just everything
Hmm.
that goes into it. The experience
Yeah.
of being at the ballpark. And then if you think about it, most people that they get the extra bobbleheads. They're only doing it to put back into their collection.
That's right.
For the majority of people that are serious
Yeah.
collectors, they don't buy to make a profit to make it rich. They buy to make a profit to get those pieces that they've been looking for, or
Absolutely.
autograph signings that are coming up, because autographs are not
Yeah.
cheap,
Right.
so they put back
Yeah.
into their collection, and a lot of people don't get that concept,
Yeah.
and it's like, come on, man, how are you going to judge someone because
Yeah.
they're hustling out here because they want to keep building their collection, or
Hey,
buy from Foco, or buy from the Hall, or buy from whatever is out there.
yeah. It's true. It's 100%. It's very true, and it's sad that there are people who are just looking literally to profiteer. There's a lot of aspects and things that you miss by doing that. And listen, I said before, was my mentality when I first got into it was sell, 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 make the money, do it again for the next time, and then it was like, hey, you know what? There's some cool stuff like this. And then you meet some people and you make some friends and you start making connections. And you're like, you know what? That's cool too. And that's kind of what happened with me. Like, so there used to be a group of us. There used to be a group of 10 of us. And it was pretty much all the biggest rackers in the country. And we
Mm.
talked to each other through Facebook. It was, a couple of guys who aren't around and doing the pages anymore. But pretty much we were all guys who get 100,
Yeah.
125 bobbleheads a game, and we would all communicate with each other and do this and that. And I got invited after. So Syracuse did this Bryce Harper Fireman game a few years back, and they only did 1,000. And I left with 250 of them. Yeah, it was disgusting. It just happened that way. I did a lot of trades, a lot of cash, and it was just gate hit, hustle, 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 and it was just me. It was by myself.
Wow.
It was disgusting, and they were like, "We need to have this guy on our team." And I got invited. I got invited to the little group thing, and they're like, "This is fucking Carbs. He's taking over New York." And I was like, "I don't want to take over anything. I just want to kind of do things." And then we got to talking with each other, and then we ended up becoming friends. And then that's how where the whole trade thing started happening. I started like making trades with people, and it was really a great thing. And I had a partner. I used to have a partner, and we were really good friends for a long time. And then money got in between things, and he was like, "Oh, I want to make money. I'm not in for trades." I'm like, can't do it no more, man. And that's a
Yeah.
wrap for us, man. And watched 20 years of friendship go down the tubes because of money over bobbleheads and stupid shit. And this is what happens. People get greedy and they act a certain type of way. Money corrupts people. I saw it with, two of my former admins, that money got in their eyes, and I told them, yo, it can't have you no more. And it's what happens. It's a disgusting thing, and some people get sucked into it, and it sucks. But
Sucks.
money controls a lot of people.
That's crazy. That hits home, man, because I know a lot of homies out here that are big collectors, small collectors, medium collectors, all sorts, of collectors out here. And a bobblehead legit got in between their friendship. Money got in between their friendship. It's like, for me personally, I've said it and I preached it. It's like, you can't put a price on a solid brotherhood, on a
That's right.
solid family member,
Right.
someone that you can trust. If you're willing to just throw someone out the door because a bobblehead, or a couple of bucks, as opposed to a friendship, and it goes both ways. It goes both ways. If someone's willing to say, hey, you know what, I don't want to deal with you anymore because of $5 or $20, whatever it may be. It
Right.
sucks, man. It sucks.
Big time.
It's not fun anymore after that when it gets to that point, and it's like for me personally, it's like why would anyone get into this hobby uh, to mess up relationships with others?
Right.
I
It
think
just
the hobby is maturing. To be honest with you, the things like the bar, right? You're helping to mature. You're helping people like you're studying a bar, right? Is that how you came up with the name? I don't remember how the name came about, but
no.
The
So
acronym is
initially it was Bobbleholics auctions and raffles.
okay,
Um, so we were initially Bobbleholics East, and then so myself and one of the admins from Bobbleholics had a little bit of a falling out over just them not coming through on deals. One of the admins there. So we branched ourselves off because we were originally Bobbleholics East
okay.
because they were just regular Bobbleholics, and we would run all East Coast stuff. And then we were like, we're growing bigger than them, and the page is getting more and more active, and we're bringing new guys in. And that's when I ended up bringing Kenny in and Armando in and Robert in from Milwaukee, and we really started blowing up. I was like, we're our own entity now, and we branched off, and they weren't happy about it. So then we just became Bobbleheads Auctions and Raffles, and that was the end of it. And now we kind of left some people in the dust. Um, I don't want to I didn't want to be a dick about it, but we made a move and we started growing as a business. We started growing as a family, as everything else. I mean, we turned some money over from selling our own bobbleheads and stuff like that, but we also returned that money back into the pages and
Yeah,
charity based things and stuff like that. And it's really taken off and it's taken a life of its own. And I'm proud to say that there's nobody who's beating us right now, who's no more active than we are, even though we may not be the biggest. There's no more action going on our page than everything anywhere else.
yeah, no, that's facts. I've
You,
seen it. So
you,
no, it's crazy. It's like
you
a lot of people were. I'll go. Sorry about that. No,
no,
it's a lot of people were afraid of that pivot, and so I actually stream on Twitch, and I haven't been active as lately because I've been dealing with a bunch of other shit, and it's something that I always preach to my community as well. You
Right.
have to take the risk and you have to take those chances. And if someone's falling short, yeah, you want to pick everyone up with you, but not everyone's going to have that same
Right.
mindset as you. And you have to have like minded people in your corner as well. And not be afraid of take those risks and not be afraid to take those chances. Because if you don't take those chances, then you're left with the what ifs.
Yeah.
So and that's amazing, bro. So real quickly though, before Rob gets into it, Andy has a question. He has a two-part question. He says, "When is
Sure.
the next big sale? And what advice do you have for people getting multiple bubbles at a game?"
Okay, so the first sale, the next live sale is going to be. I did a mid-season one. I did it a couple weeks back. I'm going to probably be doing it end of season, potentially late October, early November. I should probably have about 200 or 300 bobbleheads that I'll have in that live sale ready for everybody to go.
Nice.
Depending because I have all my end of season trades that come in. So I have like my guy from the Carolinas. We usually trade 30 for 30 bobbleheads. Armando and I usually trade 50 for 50. Kenny and I usually do 65 for 65. So I have a lot of stuff that comes in end of season, and I kind of do stuff like that. I end up usually getting on a bad year, I'll get like 70% of every SGA that's given out over the entire league, and majors, minors, and independent. And on a good year, like I did last year, was 100% completion. Now, second question, you got to start slow. The best way to get extras during a game is be friendly, be nice about it. Go with a little bit of money, a couple of trades, see what the policy is. I'm bringing a couple of extra things to go in. Stick to your big guns, your Trouts, your Alonzos, your Jacob deGroms, your Scherzers, your Griffey Juniors, your Nolan Ryans. People trade them. I'm giving a little trade secret that my admin team is going to absolutely fucking kill me for saying right now. But you bring those and some $10 bills, and you kind of just ask nicely. And if they, people are going to talk shit to you. They're going to say, "Hey, fuck you! I got 75 on eBay for that." You gotta have a thick skin because people are going to talk shit to you and look at you like you're the lowest piece of shit in the world. And you just got to just let it roll off your chest and say what your motivation is. So for example, I also give bobbleheads to my classroom. So in my classroom, I have around 400 bobbleheads in my classroom that I give to my students all the time as prizes, all different
That's
things.
awesome.
And it's just like, because I have teach a lot of kids from the Dominican Republic and Puerto Rico. I'm in the middle of Hunts Point in the Bronx, which is a very, very, it's not a very well-off neighborhood. There's a lot of poverty. 30% of the New York City shelters are located in that neighborhood. And a lot of these kids learn English through sports and baseball. So what I do is I tend to teach. Now I'm a science teacher, but I was teaching fourth grade before that. And what I used to do with that was I would used to teach them English through baseball, and that's how they'd go. And they would. I had a kid come see me. The kid's going to college. He's like, "Thank you for teaching me English. You were such a great teacher." Blah blah blah. And you tear up a little bit because you have a soul, and you're like, "I taught this kid how to do this, this, and that." It's a really big part of what I do with a lot of my stuff. But going back to what I was saying is, when it comes to racking games at extras, sometimes security is going to be a bunch of pricks. They'll be like, "Get out of my space. You don't belong here." You just do a post game. You do a pregame. You just got to find what you want to do. When it becomes too much for you, and the problem that people have is they get so consumed with pre-sales. This is why I don't pre-sale a damn thing besides special tickets. You get so consumed with pre-sales that you end up not enjoying the game, and you're chasing your money, and you're chasing this for the entire time. There's a guy out here in New York. The guy's been doing bobbleheads, been doing tickets way longer than me. He's a good dude, but this is his life. His life is literally nothing but bobbleheads and tickets and this and that. And the guy traveled hundreds of miles, but the dude is near 60 years old doing bobbleheads. And that's what he's making his living off of. And that's how he's living his life. That's not how you want to live your life. And everything's based off pre-sales. Like, dude, I made 7,000 on eBay. That's great. But now you have to chase that 7,000 eBay that you pre-sold in a game. And it sucks, man. It's not how I make sure that I'm done first pitch so I can go watch that game. Or if it's a shitty game, like if it's Marlins versus Mets or something like that, I may hang out with some friends, drink beers, and don't give a rat's ass about the game. But the pre-sale game, when people start getting extras and they do these things with pre-sales and stuff like that, you kill yourselves. You're chasing money and it takes a whole fun out of it. Do not pre-sale. You get extras, congratulations. And that's the only way to roll.
That's tough, man. Hey, we'll put, man. We'll put.
Pre-sale is like the most dangerous thing of all of it. I mean, it's such a gamble. It gets everybody in trouble. Like, to me, I love that it's so cracked down on. You know what I mean? Like, you guys did stuff because it's such a. It's where people get in trouble. It's a mess. It's a problem, and it's almost not gambling, but whatever. You know what I mean? It's just, I don't like it. It's shit.
Yeah.
One thing.
You
Yeah,
don't say "I" like that. You talk about constantly in the group. You just talk about being part of it. Love it, dude. I just love the whole thing that you got going. It bleeds through your whole thing. I love it, dude.
Thank you.
Not love.
Hey, Nick, can you show? Do you have them handy? The bobbleheads that the bar's done over the last couple of years?
Yeah, absolutely. So if you give me, this was our first one. This was our Loco.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Also,
so it says La Cantina.
That created.
So I gotta get my big
panic, huh? That one sold out pretty quick.
This one sold out really quick. This one sold out in quick. Like I want to say like an hour.
That's crazy.
And then we did a 3-piece stage. So just give me 1 second. I'm gonna swing my phone around just a little bit.
Okay.
All right, give me 1 second. So I can grab my other stuff from up here. So
how many of the Loco were there?
So the Loco, there were 215.
Wow, that's really cool.
And then the second piece we did from that was we did El Rey. You see, well, I'm gonna show you the admin only ones. This was our variants that we did.
Oh, sick.
We did a different color. So the dog bobbles and the he bobbles.
How many admins?
And then after that, we did La Reina y El Grande.
Oh, nice.
That's awesome.
So we did that afterwards. And then what we did after that is we made a special edition stage that we were able to pay the artist to do it. And the stage, plays Take Me Out to the Ball Game in Espanol.
Oh, that's so cool.
So so we did the whole stage and they all fit on top of that. So I'm not going to sit there and play it for 10 minutes, but you'll probably hear in the background for like 2 minutes. So I'll put that up there. So give me 1 second. I'll show you the other ones we did. So you're just going to hear him sing for a couple minutes. I apologize while that's playing.
That's a good song.
Okay. So hold on 1 second. Let me grab the rest of these here. Then we did Bark.
Oh
Oh,
wow.
that's a nice one.
That was dope.
So
I
it
love
did
that
it
one.
like the Bo Jackson sort of deal.
Yeah.
And then we did our one. We did it for our Canadian friends. This thing is tremendous.
That's
Oh,
cool.
that's
You know.
so nice. The Mountie.
This thing, these were 3 pounds. These freaking things, they're
Wow.
ridiculously heavy. And it's even, some of them have, the little thing down here if you want to take a look. You know what I mean? If you're into that sort of, you know what I mean?
I know Rob is.
And then we did the 5K, which I showed you before, and Bell. So we did those.
Are those? Are they all numbered out of the same amount?
So the only one that's not numbered is, let me just get myself readjusted here. I have a little thing on a swivel here for when I do my live, so I had that set up. As you hear, I'm still singing in the background. I apologize. Yeah, our new release got delayed currently, so we've still got a few things we're working on with our new bobblehead. That's we're gonna try to get some. This thing's got to shut the fuck up already. I'm sorry. As I told you, it's mad long. It's really long. It's a whole
Hey,
song.
you know what it is with Hispanic songs, bro? They extend it with the. Oh man.
But we had gotten an artist from Albuquerque that did that for us.
Wow.
Who did that. So going back to a second, the new release got delayed. We're still working on our stuff with Success Promotions on producing our next bobblehead. Things got pushed back because of the pandemic, and the factory got partially shut down in China and Missouri. So that's going to be coming up soon. Yeah, so all of them are numbered to 214 except for Bark, which we cut down to 145, 144. It sold out in 25 minutes. It was ridiculous. I wish we would have made more because I literally have my personals left and our admin variants. And then we made special white paint your owns that we only had produced 20 of them. So our Kevin Waddle, who's our customs guy, our customs admin who does the customs, he did a Dodgers one, he did a Cubs one. They were ridiculous. We got them all white, and then he did all the specific paint in it. So that was good. And the 5Ks, we did 1,000 of those, and that cost us a lot of money. We're still in the red from that one because sometimes the creative process goes smoothly and it goes fantastic, and sometimes it goes fucking horribly. And what we did with the 5K was a mess. We were trying to get all the money we could to produce and make a big donation, and then kind of fell flat in its face. How it did. Yankee one, I was thinking about a Yankee one, Mike. I didn't get the chance to do one, but I just don't have the time or the patience to send shit out like that. But sometimes it happens with the creative process. At that point, when we were doing the 5K, we had 10 admins and 4 moderators, and it was just like too many freaking chefs in the kitchen. A lot of infighting, a lot of arguing, a lot of resentment. It sucked. Ooh, excuse me. And then we during the pandemic, we would meet via Zoom every single Sunday night at 10 o'clock to discuss shit, figure out next moves, plan out our bobbleheads, and talk about things with the page and patterns and stuff we're noticing. Looking at analytics of a lot of things, a lot of analytics and everything we do at the page. We were looking at the most active times when people were looking at stuff like literally breaking things down. I told you, we ran this shit like a Fortune 500 company because we literally wanted to continually produce a page where people are watching and participating and feeling like it's a place to visit.
Yeah.
Now are those all limited one per member? Or
So-
how did you prevent? How did you, just going back to reselling? How did you prevent people from buying them and selling
So
them?
what we did was did it with the first 3 with El Loco, El Rey, and La Reina. We limited it to 1 per person, and the same thing with the Mountie, the Uphold the Right, the Canadian Mountie. What we did is we limited it, and then before they left Chicago, because all of our stuff is being shipped to Chicago, the number that was written down on the bottom of the base, Gary, my Chicago admin, was writing down the number, and then they were being shipped out. So we would know if they were sold, and we were limiting it to 1 per person. And then after 24 hours, if there were more available, they were able to buy multiples, but they were not allowed to sell them or raffle them until we had gotten rid of all the stock.
Yeah, because I see them on eBay for like 250, bro. I'm like, damn, I missed out on these.
Yeah, yeah. There's somebody. I got to find out who the hell's doing it selling RL Loco for 250 on eBay. I'm like, who is this? It's not me. I mean, I
Yeah.
only got one of each left. I don't. I got personals, and that's it. You
Yeah,
know.
I can't wait till the new releases drop, man. Because I'll definitely be supporting you guys and buying one.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's going to cause some problems our new release because we take a couple of shots in the design. It's a little bit of a shots fired thing because of a lot of things that transpired over the year. I can't go into it yet because my guys will kill me. They'll be like, Nick, you weren't supposed to fucking talk about that. But it's a dope concept, and there's a lot of different plays from different pieces of the country there that people are going to go absolutely bananas about. That I'm very excited to
How much?
to
How
show.
much is it going to go for? Because I know most of your pieces are very, very reasonable priced.
We're hopefully trying to keep it somewhere between the $30 to $50 range. It depends on how much interest we can
Beautiful.
get,
Yeah,
and
they're cheap, bro.
try to
They're
keep it
they're
there.
very inexpensive.
And you know what? They're good quality. We try to keep good
Yep.
quality of things. You know, originally we were looking at BDA and like BDA's paint is dog shit outside of the Giants. The Giants do, the Giants do the best bobbleheads in the league. I'm a Yankees fan, but we could all admit that nobody does a bobblehead better than the San Francisco Giants. But I mean, I know you guys didn't disagree because you're Oakland guys. I get it, and because you're a Dodger fan, yeah,
They
I
do.
mean,
I'm with you on
the
that.
Thanos glove they did is one of the most impressive things that was ever made. The Thanos mitt, incredible. I collect all the teams, but depending on what it is, I try to at least. Um, but we were going to go with BDA because BDA paint is shit outside of the Giants. And then we were talking to AGP. AGP jerked us around a little bit. We got Chris Fryer kicked us around like 10 times to 3 different people. I was like, I don't have time for this anymore. So we ended up going with Success on all of them, except for Bell, which was done by Destroyer. And the reason we went with AGP is because AGP was great to work with. AGP, not AGP. Wow, totally just
yes.
Success was incredible to work with through everything. It's definitely the beers talking to me. It was definitely Success. Success was an amazing company to go through. They literally walked us step to step, step by step with everything. We had communication. There were little things that we didn't like there were things like little pieces that we were like, can we change this? And they were amazing about the entire things. If you guys end up ever making your own bobblehead, please consider going through Success. They're an amazing company to work with. They're reasonable. They do nothing but show you respect like you are one of their bigger teams. A lot of teams are starting to transition. This SGAs are transitioning to Success because, they're in the middle of the country with all their shipping. So a lot of these teams are getting off cheaper as opposed to AGPB. It's exactly. And well, that design pissed me off just a little bit with that mariachi because it's the same exact design as the one in
There's like 4 of them, isn't there?
Albuquerque.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
Like
everywhere,
4
bro.
molds.
They're everywhere.
it's killing me with the old molds. I wish these teams would get some new molds together because it's like we're starting to see the same molds over and over again. So like the that Colorado's releasing this year, it's the same batting stance, but the bat's in like a different place, and it's like it's the same fucking thing. It's just either a different color. It's getting lazy with some of these teams, and you're getting tired of seeing it. You know what I mean?
Hey, why do you think, talking about BDA's paint, and I agree with you on the quality of the Giants bobbleheads. I don't see other teams like you do, obviously, or the Bobble Foo, or even Rob, because I really don't. I collect what I collect. But I have gotten some Giants bobbleheads in my hands just because of my proximity to the team,
Right.
and they are nice. Why do you think that do you think they just pay a little extra to get better quality?
So this 100%. This goes into the quality control of when they're paying for bobbleheads. That's all it is. So what happens is, first off, you're not going to piss off the Giants because they're the ones who brought the bobblehead craze back with the Willie Mays. And people sometimes forget that. Like when the first bobblehead that came back out, the new generation, not talking about the 60s, we're talking about 1999 or 2000 it was with the Willie Mays. That was the one that brought the whole craze back to all this. And you don't want to piss off the original. You think about it, they're the ones who brought everything back and continue to bring it, especially with their special events. But it's about paying more. So we ended up paying a little bit more for better quality paints. It comes down to what your sponsor is going to pay. Is your sponsor going to pay 10,000, 50, 100,000 to have these bobbleheads produced? Because when you start reaching these big numbers, like the Dodgers do with the 40K or the fans, which 375. Thing is people cheap out on paints and the quality is not as good. So you look at, so for example, the Mets BDA they are the worst paint jobs in the entire league. There's nobody whose paint is worse than the Mets. It looks like you took somebody and this is going to sound very terrible, that had like a seizure or something and they're painting and just going off. It's horrible.
That's not good
There's
for
blue paint.
pinstripes.
There's blue paint on pinstripes. There's orange on people's faces. They're terrible. And the only time that they have done well is when they've been contracted out by HBO or for Game of Thrones or different things. But their paint is fucking horrible. And you see, when I post a Mets raffle, I go atypical Mets paint every single time because the blotches. There's orange on somebody's ear. There's skin colored paint on the Mets logo. It just looks like somebody took one of those wheels, you know, when you're a kid and you put the paint and the paint just splatters everywhere. That's how they paint the Mets bobbleheads.
That's terrible.
You know, the Mets, and this is BDA is hot garbage. And they do this. Well, the thing with the Spider-Man bobblehead is that was contracted out to Marvel. So the Marvel and the Game of Thrones were contracted out by HBO. So they have to have specific things and specific quality and have to pay a certain price. That's why the Spider-Man looked the way it did.
I think the Dodgers paid more for their stuff because it's BD&A, and that was like my biggest gripe with them when you know it was like what 5 years ago or so. The numbers like the red on the 6 was like on the side.
Yeah,
there's paint on the face or whatever. So yeah, this is like one of the Trey Turner's BD&A, and this year the Dodgers have been honestly, man, hitting home runs with the box, with the bobbleheads. I agree with you though. I agree with you with BD&A. They definitely need to step their game up everywhere else. But I think that the Dodgers have been paying a lot more because this year's bobbleheads actually have been really good for us collectors.
Yeah, this makes a lot of sense because, and Rob knows this too. Like the A's have used BD&A quite a bit over the last 22 years, and the quality went from like really good to pretty piss poor. And it's come back up just a little bit, but that makes sense then now as to why that is. I never really knew that there was levels of quality you could pay for, but I mean it makes sense that you could, but I don't know. I just kind of figured that a factory was a factory, and this is what they could produce. But
it sucks, but like you know, the Dodgers are going to lay out that money because you got selling out every single game. You're selling out every single game. You know, lines are going to be ridiculous because the LA fans love their bobbleheads. Right. Yeah, Rob may be going for more lobster. He's going for some more glizzy, so I got to see what Rob's doing over there.
We're right. Yeah. You're right. This is a great show, and I apologize. We had to hop. We're going. You guys want to go ghost tour with me?
We're really going to ghost tour. No, you know what I want to talk about is the whole San Diego Padres game and that bobblehead, that Mandalorian one.
I don't know if he can hear you.
He can't hear you.
What's happening? Are you riding a bull?
Definitely is. Mechanical bull.
What is he doing?
Well, I had to get my damn dog in the car, bro.
Oh my god, this is good, dude.
This is definitely a first.
Hey,
we got lobster eating and going on a car ride.
Well,
I feel very privileged.
The show generally doesn't go this long, so I'm sorry about that.
The family's getting antsy. Nick, do you know Yankees Jets fan Mike in person?
Yeah, I usually talk to him every game. We bullshit with each other on and off. Mike's a good dude. I know him, many years, and he's a good guy.
Great guy.
I give him a lot of deals on a lot of shit because we break each other's balls. He's a good guy. scumbag.
Is he as tall as he appears in his photos?
He is actually 7'11". He makes
I
Yao
knew it.
Ming look
I
very
knew
small.
it.
I knew it. I was telling him today. I'm like, dude, the Knicks, you could be a presence in the paint, man. I don't know why they don't give
Definitely.
you a shot.
I
I'll
think he's
make
taller
sure
than
that
Eric
when him and
does.
I are at a game together, we'll take a photo with each other, right, Mike?
That's awesome. That's great.
Yeah. Mike's one of the good guys out here. There's, for every mutant out here, Mike's one of the good guys out here. Abe Almanza's a good guy out here. There's a few guys out here that are very, very good guys for all the bullshit that runs around here.
We love Mike. Mike's just an amazing guy. One of the best that we've come across personally.
Absolutely.
Sorry for that background noise.
But I got too much back noise. I'm sorry.
No, my son and my dog started wrestling right behind me, and
Sounds like a good time.
yeah, I think things are getting out of hand.
I don't want to cut it off too short. I'm sorry, guys, but I love it. I mean, I would like to invite you back on, Nick, probably as soon as we possibly can. I just love talking to you, man. This is great stuff, bro.
Absolutely. My calendar's kind of crazy coming up in August, but let me know when it works for you guys, and then we'll try to put something together.
Definitely.
We should get you
we
back
have a
on
lot
after.
more questions to ask.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't mean to cut it off, but man, we could just talk for hours with you, man. I love
we should get Nick. We should get him back on after the bar bash.
Yeah.
So we can hear about that too.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I was just looking at flights actually a little bit, but we'll see.
Well, let me tell you, if you can get Southwest has got a crazy sale going on right now to Atlanta. I think Kenny got a flight from Atlanta for like $115 from LA to Atlanta, like round trip, like stupid price.
Whoa.
So they're doing they're doing a crazy sale in Southwest.
Wow, I might have to help on that.
Is that Labor Day weekend?
But everybody's leaving on the Sunday.
Okay.
Cool.
Maybe that's why. I was looking out till Monday.
Yeah, I mean, if you could, most of the people going to be leaving Sunday morning, but we're gonna try to do one. We're gonna try to do one on the coast, but I know you got to go. But listen, anytime you guys want to do this again, just hit me up or look at my calendar. I'm game. It's been really fun, and thanks for having me on. I know we barely touched the iceberg tonight.
Oh, but barely.
Barely, man.
Yeah,
there's so much more to go.
Yeah, cool. Well, thank you.
We appreciate you, but
go ahead.
Thank you, gentlemen. Anytime.
So before
Cheers.
we do let you go, just want to say for hooking up, Fabian and Triple B with those free bobbleheads over at, through with the SGA, the AL ticket this year. And lastly, Nick, you are a walking human legend. You're not a monster. You're a legend, bro. So thank you, from the bottom of our hearts for agreeing to come on with us. And we are looking forward to having you on once again, bro.
Yeah,
for sure.
I'll see you guys soon. Let me know when. It's been real. It's been really nice talking to you guys. You guys are fucking awesome.
Thanks, man. Appreciate that.
And I'll be in my normal setting next time. So thank you, man. I appreciate it so much.
Let's see. There better be more lobsters and hot dogs or something like that next time.
Steak and lobster next show. Let's go, baby.
All right, fuck it. I'm back. All right, get some more lobster. I'll order everybody lobster. Fuck it.
Sounds great.
Cool. All right. Well, thank you, Nick. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate it. And we're going to get you back on.
Thank you, guys. Great show. Cheers. Have a great evening. See you guys soon.
Cheers. Have a good one. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.